In a world where emotional well-being is often a silent struggle, there are individuals, just like you, navigating the complexities of relationships, self-doubt, and personal fulfillment. Picture this. It's another evening spent in the quiet of your room, surrounded by the familiar feeling of being stuck. You're wrestling with those restless thoughts again. Thoughts that whisper you're not good enough. Thoughts that stir up regret, jealousy, or self-doubt. Thoughts that rewind and replay your past hurts and failed relationships. You know, the pain of feeling unloved or fearing you'll end up alone. The frustration of feeling like you're always pleasing others, but never yourself. And those times where you feel stuck in your own thoughts, tangled in relationship worries, or lost in the maze of self-doubt. Maybe you've tried traditional therapies, read self-help books, and sought external validation, yet the cycle continues. Feelings of unworthiness, relationship insecurities, and the daunting fear of being alone. But in every life, there's a moment that can change everything. Imagine feeling free from those heavy thoughts that keep you up at night. Picture yourself confident in your relationships, not haunted by jealousy or past hurts. Think about finally feeling good enough, worthy, and truly happy. What if I told you that change is just a few minutes away? Think about it. What would it be like to look in the mirror and actually love who you see? To hold your head up high in your relationships, free from the ghosts of doubt, jealousy, breakups, or the fear of being alone. The key is out there, waiting for you. It's the beginning of a journey, a path to rediscovering who you really are and what you truly deserve. And what if I told you that this key could be yours? That it's out there, waiting to start you on a journey of transformation and self-discovery. The key to your breakthrough awaits. Watch this presentation until the end, and you'll uncover a backdoor secret, previously known to only insiders, that lets you experience emotional liberation and deep relationship healing, while avoiding the skepticism and doubts about alternative therapies. Discover the most powerful and effective way to gain self-worth and break free from the negative thought patterns without the time and financial burdens of traditional methods. Do this, and you can transform your self-perception and relationship dynamics. Plus, there's one thing you must avoid at all costs. If you want to develop healthy coping mechanisms for jealousy, anger, self-doubt, forget the traditional talk therapy or life coaching or conventional couples counseling, or anything else that's let you down in the past. This is a completely different approach to emotional well-being and relationship healing that's working right now. Countless individuals grappling with romantic relationship issues and personal challenges. This video has been a viral sensation amongst those lucky enough to see it. Watch it now while you still can, because I can't guarantee how much longer it will be available for free, due to the volume of bookings I'm already getting. The real problem in the emotional well-being niche is the overwhelming misinformation out there. But today, you'll stumble upon something totally new, something that makes everything click. By watching this video to the end, you can finally see yourself confidently navigating a romantic dinner free from the pangs of doubt or disappointment, enjoying a laughter-filled evening that once seemed impossible. Experience the relief of waking up without that heavy cloud over you, feeling sometimes inadequate or anxious, and instead feel a newfound sense of self-worth as you look in the mirror, as you carry yourself, as you walk into a room, feeling proud, head high, shoulders back, good in your own skin. Find yourself in a calm, heartfelt conversation with your partner, resolving issues that once led to sleeping nights, now replaced with understanding, closeness, and connection. Feel the joy of spontaneous days out, free from the chains of negative self-beliefs, embracing life with a vigor you thought was lost. Just watching this video today can renew your hope, a vital ingredient in your journey. This will change the way you look at your emotional well-being forever, being entirely different from anything else you've seen before. I can virtually guarantee it. So, to help you put you on the path to rediscovering your sense of self and achieving happiness, security, and self-confidence, you really owe it to yourself to keep watching. I remember it vividly, the struggles of my childhood, the emotional and physical abuse from my mother, the feeling of being constantly belittled and compared unfavorably to my siblings. Growing up, I felt isolated, not just at home, but at school too, where my ginger hair and inability to concentrate made me an easy target. This deep-seated sense of not being good enough followed me on to adulthood, manifesting in my relationships and self-perception. Before I turned 29, my quest for love was fraught with disappointments. I was drawn to emotionally unavailable men, those who treat me poorly, reinforcing my belief that I was unlovable. My self-esteem plummeted, and I struggled with body dysmorphia, constantly criticizing every aspect of my appearance and actions. I was trapped in a cycle of self-doubt and fear, avoiding situations where I could be rejected or hurt. My first serious relationship mirrored the critical environment of my childhood. I connected with a man who was judgmental and self-centered. After that relationship ended, I found myself avoiding commitment, fearful of being hurt, fearful of being abandoned or trapped in an uncomfortable situation. It was a confusing time, with conflicting desires for love and intimacy, battling my fears of abandonment and entrapment, where it felt safer to just be single, to avoid being disappointed, messed around, hurt again, or left. I doubted myself, struggled to trust others, and often ended relationships before they could truly begin. In fact, I did this time and time again. I'd see red flags that weren't there, reasons why now was never the right time for a relationship. Or I'd be the total opposite, needy, clingy, obsessed with a man, waiting for text messages, on edge to get some sign that I'm loved and worthy. I was caught in that web of confusion, not knowing my own relationship reality. Have you ever been there? It's horrible. The worst place to ever be. Wondering if they love you or if they're using you. If they're trustworthy or they're not. If they're being honest or if they're gaslighting you. If they're really attracted to you or not. I realized my actions in adult relationships were deeply rooted in the coping mechanisms I developed as a child. I attracted narcissists who initially showered me with love and attention, only to become selfish and controlling. My negative beliefs about trust, love, and relationships were so deeply ingrained that it wasn't until I understood the concept of neuroplasticity and started working on myself that things began to change, because I was creating the same reality with my thoughts. So I listed my goals, practiced visualization, underwent hypnotherapy, and invested in a specialist therapist. It was a journey of self-love and relationship healing that transformed my life. I learned to value and love myself, to let go of self-doubt and criticism, and to treat myself with the respect I deserved. Finally, I found the love of my life, someone who met every criteria I'd ever dreamed of. He's affectionate, emotionally open, and we share common interests and values. We have a deep connection, understanding each other's thoughts and feelings without words. He's committed, loyal, and always has my back. He supports me in whatever goals I go for. This transformation didn't happen overnight. It took a decade. But it doesn't have to take that long for you. You can embark on this journey of emotional well-being and relationship healing, overcoming the challenges of uncertainty, self-doubt, jealousy, regret, breakups, and personal struggles. You can find happiness, love, and security, just like I did. Thanks in part to that nightmare experience, I uncovered a kind of blueprint for individuals grappling with romantic relationship issues and personal challenges, those feeling lost, stuck, unhappy, and insecure. This blueprint works for just about anyone who gives it a fair shot. And in this presentation today, you can see how it can work for you. Please remember that despite my success today, when it comes to feeling overwhelmed by relationship dilemmas and personal emotional struggles, I'm absolutely no different than you. I just had some lucky but painful breaks that led me to this roadmap for achieving lasting change in personal and relationship well-being. Change in how I viewed myself, thought about myself, spoke to myself, that was life transforming. This system allows people like us to improve self-esteem and develop a stronger relationship with oneself, addressing the fears of being alone and feeling like a failure in relationships. It helps you to find peace and satisfaction in your accomplishments and personal identity and developing a sense of self-identity and feeling appreciated and valued. This system allows people like us to improve self-esteem and develop a stronger relationship with oneself, addressing fears of being alone or feeling like a failure in relationships. It helps you to find peace and satisfaction in your accomplishments. It helps you to discover who you really are, where you develop a stronger sense of self, where you feel appreciated, valued, and good. And it does so much more. This presentation was made to help spread the word and give you the same value my in-person clients pay. And watching this is still free for a while longer. And if you want to go further and get there faster, we can definitely do that too. I'll share all the specifics with you in just a moment. First, let me tell you about the transformative journey from feeling unworthy, unlovable, and inadequate to a place where you can overcome that sense of not feeling good enough, where your inner confidence and self-esteem grows stronger and stronger, where you find true lasting happiness and value in yourself and your relationships. I feel I must warn you about the real problem you face today. This is the hidden foe, the real villain behind frustration with temporary solutions and the inability to break free from negative thought patterns and relationship cycles. I refer to it as neural knots. And if you haven't heard about it, let me just say this. This may be the reason you spent countless nights tossing and turning, doubting or questioning yourself, wondering if there's something wrong with you, or where you're haunted by the echoes of past arguments and the cold silence a strained relationship brings, not being able to move past them hurting you or leaving you. And while you find yourself looking in the mirror, seeing only a reflection filled with self-doubt, insecurities, or looking deep in your eyes and feeling somehow lost, stuck, or empty. I'll tell you more about neural knots in a moment. First, let's talk about the mistaken belief that discussing past issues will lead to closure and improvement. Because a lot of people believe that talk therapy is essential to achieving lasting change in personal and relationship well-being. It's actually a lie. Did you know that rehashing the past often keeps you trapped in a cycle of blame and regret rather than moving forward? Did you know that talking through your relationship fears and doubts and insecurities can reinforce them? And there's more. Many individuals aged 30 to 45, gender neutral, from various marital statuses and professional backgrounds, have been unknowingly deceived for years, steered towards really bad ideas like this. And it's keeping them from rediscovering their sense of self and regaining happiness and motivation. In reality, most people end up feeling more overwhelmed by their relationship dilemmas and personal struggles. Or they feel, right, this relationship is bad, this person is bad, I'm bad, and it gets stuck. The beliefs get stuck, and then the reality continues to show them that life or relationships are like that, where people struggle with mood swings, irritability, and feeling stuck in the negative cycle of emotions, feeling disconnected from themselves and struggling with self-doubt or seeing the world in a negative light. And this is not what I desire for you. So please don't blame yourself. I fell for the belief that one's worth and happiness are contingent on others' approval, or that I'd be happy once I was successful in my relationship life. And I believe it's one of the reasons why individuals grappling with self-esteem and romantic relationship issues fall victim to neural knots. But what is it? Neural knots represent the intricate and often deeply entrenched patterns of thought and behavior that are hardwired into our brains. These complex tangles are formed through our repeated experiences, actions, and reactions, creating neural pathways that become the default routes of our thoughts and emotions. Over time, these pathways can become so established that they dictate our automatic responses to various stimuli, often without our conscious awareness. I believe addressing neural knots will allow you to experience the success you desire. But how do you get started? Let's dive into some things that you can do right now. Because you can know all the facts by textbook know-hows, YouTube videos, or courses, or even traditional methods of therapy and counseling. But that alone can never bring in a lasting change. You might find some momentary happiness and peace, but then you often find yourself sliding back again to where you were. I knew all my issues, fears, doubts, inside out. I even knew where it all stemmed from. But knowing didn't help at all. In fact, in many ways it made it worse, because then I blamed myself for thinking that way or being that way and not being able to change it. The truth is, real learning is a change in behavior. A learning becomes permanent only when it becomes a habit, when it becomes part of who you are, how you operate. So how does a new habit form? It's a process that the human brain uses to evolve, also known as neuroplasticity. It's the brain's ability to change and adapt by forming new neural pathways influenced by your daily actions and the experience it creates. These neural pathways form the basis of our habits and beliefs, which in turn impacts our behaviors and how we interact and perceive our partner in relationships. Now let me break this down for you. You see, our brains are constantly being shaped and influenced by our experiences, impacting our habits, happiness, health, and even genetics. And all our experiences come from our daily actions that we repeatedly do. This means focusing on positive thoughts and actions can strengthen pathways associated with happiness, while focusing on stress can strengthen stress pathways. Every neural pathway that forms in your brain builds up a new subconscious pattern, which determines our new behavior and forms a new habit. And as you keep repeating these micro behaviors or actions, those new neural pathways get stronger and stronger every time. And that's how you transform. You get the desired internal shift to have that permanent change. You can't talk your way out of not feeling good enough. You need to do it. Take action. Taking the right daily actions that trigger a new behavior, which in turn leads to permanent change in how you feel about yourself and your relationships, how you view yourself and your relationships, and how you treat yourself and your loved ones. Now here's the good news. You can consciously control these actions and micro behaviors by repeating the same actions over and over. Now, what are those sets of actions, you might ask? Well, this is the foundation of my neural remodeling method to bring in a permanent lasting change where you bring more joy, happiness, and peace into your life. And I'm about to reveal a step-by-step breakdown of this method, which you can start applying right now and feel an instant change in your current relationship with yourself and those close to you. So keep watching and feel free to make some notes while you're watching this. So step 1, get rid of the negative thoughts by rewiring your beliefs. According to Dr. Joe Dispenza, an average person has 70,000 thoughts a day, and 90% of those thoughts are on repeat. Our repetitive thoughts from our experiences create beliefs, and we create our reality with those beliefs. Our beliefs affect how we feel about ourselves and our relationships. If we do not change the beliefs that don't serve us, we can end up feeling stressed, low, anxious, lonely, and fed up, because we keep experiencing those same cycles. We keep getting stuck, experiencing the same inner feelings, plagued by the same thoughts. Unless we change our thinking, we're going to create the same reality, because that's how the reticular activating system, the part of our brain, works. You give it a signal, a belief, make a decision, and then it will scan for it everywhere. Let's say today you decided, I'm going to buy a new car. And then you go outside on the roads. And on the roads, you're looking at all the cars, the colours, the shapes, the models, the makes. You notice cars everywhere on your computer screen, on adverts, on social media, on your phone. You've told your mind, I'm going to buy a car, and then it's noticing cars everywhere, comparing cars, looking at cars, and until you buy a car, your mind will keep looking and scanning and checking out cars. And once you've got that car, then your mind gets rid of that belief because it's no longer true that you're going to buy a car because you've already bought a car, and then that scanning system stops. Or if you've decided, I want to have children, you'll start noticing babies or pregnant women everywhere. This is just how our brain works. So if you have a belief, I'm not good enough, there's something wrong with me, I'm not good at relationships, it's difficult for me to trust, I doubt or worry all the time, I'm not happy anymore, I've lost myself, I get triggered easily, I'm stuck in a cycle, then all your mind is going to scan for is those things. If you tell yourself, I'm stuck, your subconscious mind will say, okay, you're stuck, stay stuck, because you believe you're stuck. So our beliefs are then reinforced by what we're scanning for, and we're recreating those experiences. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Whatever we believe or whatever we decide, our mind will scan for it. And this is with all your negative beliefs. So believing I'm not good enough will affect every area of your life. How you see yourself, how you perceive others perceive you, your relationships, your work, your overall happiness. Your mind is just going to keep scanning for evidence that you are not good enough. It's going to say, look, you're not good enough in your relationship. Look, you're not attractive enough. You're not smart enough. You're not fast enough. You're not interesting enough. You're not thin enough. You can choose your own poison here. And with that, it's just going to keep repeating and recreating the same experiences that reinforce that negative belief. So we must look at all the beliefs that we have about ourselves, our relationship with others, and rewire the unhelpful ones. So how do we rewire our beliefs? First, we need to go to the root cause. These belief systems stem from a lot of build-up of negative thoughts from childhood, interactions with others, and previous relationship patterns. So you need to go back into your past on your timeline, where the belief originated from, and then learn from it. Why? Because your mind holds on to these negative beliefs until you learn from it, until you get the lessons. And through this process, you'll release each belief, creating new beliefs or rewiring these beliefs into helpful, positive beliefs, changing your inner world. Next, you need to take the right actions daily, which is essential for forming the new neural pathways and beliefs. You start putting your brain outside of its comfort zone. You make it more flexible and resilient. What this means is you're training your brain to react differently in situations. Situations that used to cause you stress, unease, worry will no longer bother you or trigger you. As a result, you're developing unutilized brain functions to maximize your confidence and performance in all situations. How does this work? On the simple fact that your brain needs proof, not promises, which is why for many people, positive affirmations and positive thinking doesn't work. You need to change the beliefs from the root and then start acting in a way that supports your new beliefs. The moment you start incorporating these new methods, the new ways of acting and being, you create lasting change, as it will be reinforced as you start increasing your brain agility with these actions, i.e. your ability to spot any negative beliefs and immediately rewire them, which leads to more helpful behaviors and interactions with others. You start responding in different ways. Conversations you used to dread will become easy. Things you've wanted to say or do will become a reality. As a result, you immediately start getting positive feedback from the environment. You start seeing your partner or others in your life responding to the way that you've always desired, thus giving you a new proof. The more you repeat the process with the right actions, the more proof points you get. And then these new proof points start reshaping your beliefs. The bottom line is, just focusing on your inner world isn't enough. You can't talk your way out of not feeling good enough. You need to take action. Taking action is your way out of not being good enough. This is why traditional counseling, talk therapy, or just relying on antidepressant drugs or other medication isn't enough. They can help for sure. They can definitely bring temporary relief when it is most needed, but they don't get to the root and change it. In fact, this is exactly what I get my clients to do using root rewiring, which forms a vital first step of my 3 neuro remodeling method. Unless you do that, you'll get short-lived or inconsistent results. I know, as I've painfully been stuck there for many, many years. So this is step 1 in the 3-step neural rewiring. Let's move on to step 2, overcoming inner conflicts. Often in life, the reason that people get stuck is because their conscious mind and the unconscious mind are in conflict. The conscious mind says, I really want to move forward. I know I can do this. I want to have a great relationship. I want to achieve this. I'm going to go for it. I deserve to have a great life. I believe in myself. And then the unconscious mind goes, hang on a minute. You're not good enough. You don't follow through. I'm not sure you can do this. Are you sure it's the right time? Are you sure you really want it? Do you really think it's possible? It's almost like driving a car where you really want to go somewhere. You really want to go forward in your life, but the subconscious mind has got the handbrake on, doubting you, telling you that you're not good enough to do this, or there's so many other things that you could be doing or should be doing instead, or making up excuses for why now just isn't the right time or place. And as a result of all of that doubt, you're not really going anywhere, because there's 2 parts of you that are in conflict. And sometimes there could be 3 or 4 different parts that are saying different things. And this is where you get stuck in analysis paralysis. You can't move forward. You just feel overwhelmed. The thoughts are draining, consuming. They keep changing. And the emotions that come with them, the excitement, the fear, the sadness, the anger, the anxiety. And rather than achieving the things that you really want to, rather than changing the patterns in your life, be it addictive patterns or your confidence or your relationship or your health or your wealth or your overall happiness and enjoyment of life, being present, you just can't change it because you're stuck with these fears and doubts, concerns. We can talk it through with ourselves, our family, friends, or a counselor, talk therapy, but it doesn't bring any change as the parts are strong and conflicting. You feel one way one day, and the next day you've changed your mind. It's inconsistent and confusing, which drains your energy, having all these different parts in conflict, changing your mind on what you want or what you're capable of week by week. So how do you overcome this and move in the direction you want? Have those experiences that you want? You do it with the clearing process, a very powerful process which engages both the subconscious mind and the conscious mind at the same time. It gets them working together as a team. In order to achieve anything, we must fully be aligned on the inside. And to do that, we need to understand all the different opposing parts. We need to establish their purpose, their reason for saying what they're saying, for doing what they're doing. And with that, we can then create a renewed sense of direction where your conscious mind and your subconscious mind are working together as one. Now, this may seem a little crazy, what I'm saying, but I'm sure you've had experience being really excited about something, an idea, a concept, something that you're going to go and do, and then another day you find yourself having so many reasons why it's not a good idea, it's not for you, it's not the time. You may also have experience telling your friends and loved ones about something you're passionate about, only a month or so later, feeling embarrassed when they ask you about it, and you say, oh yeah, no, not interested anymore, no, it didn't work out, no, changed my mind. We've all been there, right? We all have dreams, and yet somehow, somewhere, that desire gets squashed. So we need to explore and understand the parts. You can't do this simply by just talking. A deeper process is needed to engage the parts of you and find synergy. There is a specific special process that can help you have a deeper awareness of the different parts. A technique that helps facilitate understanding and resolution of conflicts. When you heal the internal conflicts, you can really experience those wonderful things and feelings that you want to bring into your life. Bottom line, it's only through the right actions and forming new neural pathways that you can do parts reintegration. And I'll repeat myself again. You can't talk your way out of not feeling good enough. You need to do, take action, act your way out of not being good enough. And that's where my parts therapy comes into play, as a second step of the neural remodeling method. Moving on to the next step. Step 3, brain continuation to make these changes permanent. So once we finish the clearing, we then focus on how you're going to maintain your beliefs, your confidence, how you're going to sustain these amazing changes that you want to make, how you're going to keep up and hold yourself accountable and make lasting change. And that's where the third stage of the neural remodeling method comes into play, brain continuation. It helps you to create a blueprint of what you're going to be doing to make sure that you sustain your confidence, your beliefs in yourself through actions. So how do you do this? You need to define your top 5 goals that you want to experience in the next 1 to 5 years. And then you'll need to map out the actions to get there, all of the actions that you can take to reach those goals, leaving you with a profound sense of direction and focus. This is because it's important to continue to build new positive neural pathways to ensure positive habits and positive ways of thinking and being are installed. As a result, you'll start to bring in more positive experiences into your life regularly. Brain continuation has 3 main aspects. First, positive emotion. Engaging in activities that bring joy, doing things that help you to feel calm, centered, and at peace, as well as putting your attention towards what you appreciate, what makes you smile, laugh, and feel good. Then there's visualization. Using visualization to engage the brain into new neural pathways. And the third aspect is repetition and practice, regularly practicing new thoughts and behaviors. These 3 aspects are like physical therapy for the brain. Instead of building muscles in your arms, abs, or legs, you build new mental imagery, new ways of viewing yourself, relationships, life, new ways of acting and experiencing life. This is where we use the brain to promote peace, confidence, and well-being, thereby strengthening the cognitive part of the brain. And all of these steps are not only beneficial for mental health, they create an oasis in the mind, helping steer thoughts towards achieving goals, even without a clear scientific explanation for its effectiveness. But again, this step becomes totally irrelevant without the first 2 steps. And with most self-help books, personal development courses, life coaching, the goal setting, the gratitude, the visualization is often the first step. But without the formation process of the new neural pathways, it's pointless. How can you strengthen something that doesn't even exist? And then there's traditional therapy, which may not even get to this step. They may just leave you knowing your issues, understanding where they come from, with little to no guidance on how to change the deeply ingrained ways of thinking, feeling, and behaving. Now, I might sound like a broken record, but I have to repeat myself one last time. If there's one thing that you can take away from this presentation, it's this. You cannot talk your way out of not feeling good enough. You need to take action. You need to act your way out of not being good enough. Now, take a deep breath. That was a ton of valuable information, and you may be feeling a bit unsure of where and how to get started, and that's totally fine. Essentially, you have 3 choices, and you must choose one today. Choice 1 is to do nothing. How do you see your life turning out a few months from now if you choose that? How does it look like a year from now? Imagine still feeling trapped in the same cycles of self-doubt, having the same relationship patterns play out. acting out your emotions in the same way. Imagine feeling stuck or burdened with the weight of unresolved emotions growing heavier each day. Your belief that perhaps there's something wrong with you or you're not good enough continuing. How does your life look like if you choose to do nothing? Then there's choice 2. Take the information that I just gave you and try to go at this alone. And who knows, you may get lucky and one day see some progress. It will take longer, for sure, and you'll probably make some painful mistakes. It took me a decade of knowing what I wanted to change, actually change it. My awareness did nothing for me, and I went through so much difficult, challenging, hurtful experiences trying alone. But hopefully, you'll get there someday. But you may not arrive. However, this is definitely a better choice than choice 1. I'm sure you'd agree. Or there's a smarter choice, choice 3. The one really savvy people take to speed up their progress. This is the quickest, fastest, and smartest way possible to achieve lasting change in personal and relationship well-being without feeling overwhelmed by relationship dilemmas and personal emotional struggles. Plus, there's no reason to try this on your own. I've already done all the work for you. There's no need to scratch your head in frustration or feel weighed down by the heavy emotions or guessing your way to halfway there. Because I've created the ideal method for you. It's a method I perfected and tested over 15 years, working with thousands of individuals like you. It's a tailor-made system to overcome neural knots, the one thing holding you back from rediscovering your sense of self and regaining your happiness and motivation, all the while giving you a step-by-step guide to the transformative power of neural remodeling. And it works virtually every single time, because this is how our minds work, how we are designed. And this is why, for a limited time only, I'm offering a free one-to-one consultation session called Breakthrough Beginnings, Unlocking Your True Potential. You'll discover a proven and simple to follow blueprint for emotional well-being and relationship healing that will work for you, even if you're skeptical about the effectiveness of alternative therapies compared to traditional methods. Imagine you spent years in therapy, but you still find yourself stuck in the same patterns, feeling like you're not making any real progress. Picture investing in countless self-help books and courses, only to find yourself back at square one, feeling frustrated and hopeless. Doubts about the ability to change long-standing negative thought patterns and behaviors will hold you back. You'll envision yourself trying to break free from these patterns on your own, only to feel like you're running in circles, getting nowhere. I get this. You may worry that no program can truly understand or help with the unique challenges you're facing right now in your relationship and personal life. Maybe you've been in countless discovery sessions or strategy sessions before, but this one-to-one is different. This isn't just another self-help program. This isn't a quick fix or temporary solution. It isn't something generic. It's not a relationship approach you've tried or seen before. I understand you've been deceived enough already by marketers and those sleazy ads. You may have been let down by those you thought would help you. But this is a real groundbreaking process. And what I'm offering is a bona fide real deal. This one-to-one breakthrough beginning session is a direct result of 15 years of study, years of digging through the trenches to discover what really works, and then applying it in the real world and witnessing the results of over thousands of individuals like you. This research has revealed specific patterns that ultra-successful do, patterns virtually hidden from the public that took years for me to simplify and put into a groundbreaking system. And now, starting today, their success can be your success. Before I dive into the details of the one-to-one breakthrough beginning session and what they will do for you, let me share something I believe you already know. There are no press-a-button answers to achieving lasting change in personal and relationship well-being. Few things in this life are that easy. We both know that. But if you find yourself wanting to regain your sense of self, feel happier, and be more motivated without getting overwhelmed by relationship and personal emotional struggles, this is for you. Once you sign up for a one-to-one breakthrough beginning session, you'll rediscover a sense of self and regain happiness and motivation, like waking up each day feeling confident and secure in who you are and your place in the world. You'll overcome persuasive negative thoughts and rebuild confidence to trust in yourself and your relationships, to finally feel at peace in your love life, free from the chains of jealousy and insecurity. You'll find clarity and peace in your romantic relationships, experiencing a deep connection with your partner, built on mutual respect and understanding. And you'll transform self-perception and relationship dynamics, moving from feeling undervalued and unappreciated to being confident and fulfilled in both your personal and romantic life, and so much more. In fact, that's the best anyone can ask for, right? The one-to-one breakthrough beginning session is your number one opportunity to take that first step. Iselle thought so and wrote in to let us know. I was stuck in a negative spiral, always analysing everything and everyone's opinion. After doing the process, I felt lighter, stronger, and much more positive and aligned in just a few days. Regina agrees, saying, I had a lot of anxiety about trusting my husband again. After the breakthrough process, I felt so much happier. It was truly a life-changing experience. Christina found the process amazing. It left her feeling lighter and better about herself. She states that in a matter of days, Nicola did what she was trying to do in over 2 years of counselling. Justin found that traditional marriage counselling was moving him further away from where he wanted to be. After the program, he felt better, his stress levels reduced, and his relationship improved. Part of their success, and the success of thousands of couples over the years, is what makes the breakthrough beginning session a complete no-brainer for you. Here's what you can expect by the end of the breakthrough beginning session. First, clarity on emotional blockages. Illuminate the specific negative beliefs and patterns that have been hindering your personal growth. You'll gain a clear understanding of these blockages, providing a quick win in identifying what's been holding you back. This clarity directly reduces the overwhelming feeling of being lost in negative cycles. So rather than spending your days in a fog of confusion and self-doubt, questioning every decision or feeling in your relationship, you get to experience a newfound sense of clarity and direction, like the sun breaking through the clouds after a long storm, illuminating a clear path forward in your personal and relationship journey. The second is initial steps towards self-rediscovery. You'll get a personalized mini roadmap for you to start rediscovering your sense of self. This roadmap is a quick win in itself, offering immediate steps towards reclaiming your identity and addressing the fear of losing yourself amidst emotional struggles. So rather than feeling like a ship lost at sea, without a compass or a map, drifting further and further away from who you truly are and where you want to be, you'll get to embark on a guided journey of self-discovery, like finding a personal GPS that leads you back to your true self, reigniting the passion and joy in your life. Thirdly, you'll understand your relationship dynamics. You'll gain insights into how your personal insecurities or doubts impact your relationships, how your past patterns are playing out now, perhaps. This understanding will help you to start making changes in how you interact with others and overcome the fear of repeating the past relationship mistakes. So rather than walking on eggshells, constantly worried about doing the wrong thing or making the same mistakes and missteps, you'll be free. Free from those things that have plagued your relationships in the past. You get to navigate your relationships with confidence and understanding, like a skilled captain steering a ship through calm waters, avoiding the rocks and the whirlpools that once threatened to sink your connections, and so much more. So as you can see, this isn't just a solution to frustration with temporary solutions and the inability to break free from the negative thought patterns and relationship cycles. It's the solution. Now, it should be crystal clear why the one-to-one breakthrough beginning session has a retail value of $497, a price you'll never pay if you stay on this page. Of course, you could just continue down the path that you're on today, and we've seen where that leads. Imagine another year, another decade, slipping by with you still feeling trapped in the same cycle of uncertainty, worry, and relationship unease. Your self-esteem dwindling, your relationships crumbling, and that sense of being lost and stuck becoming your constant companion. Neither of us wants to see that for your future, right? So now why am I doing this? It's because I have a mission in life, a life purpose, a calling, a drive, whatever you want to label it, that's so much bigger than anything I could think of. I'm drawn to help people break free from their cycles of negative thoughts and unhealthy relationship patterns that limits their happiness and sabotages their romantic connections. It's because I've suffered so much myself, and having learnt the way, having found the love of my life, having created a life beyond my wildest dreams, I really want that for you. You see, whether people decide to stay or to leave a relationship is less important to me. For me, it's about helping people to not only see their value and worth, but feel it and live their best life by honouring and celebrating who they really are. From this place, I know that their romantic relationships can thrive. Relationships with friends and family also are dramatically enhanced. And I'm honest with you here. I really want to help as many people as I can, especially those willing to acknowledge that they're struggling. Because the more honest we can be with ourselves, the more profound the transformation. My goal with the one-to-one breakthrough beginning session is to help, pure and simple. Help people with the emotions, the thoughts, and the dilemmas that they're facing. I want to help people leap over the hurdles that trip them up most in their journey towards emotional well-being and relationship healing and enhancing. In order to do that, let's make sure that this is an ideal fit for you before we go any further. That way, we can both know if you're a solid fit for the one-to-one breakthrough beginning session. And you can get a good feel for me, my team, and our process. Sound fair? Here's all you need to do. Click the link you see below right now to see if you qualify by booking a complimentary Breakthrough Beginnings strategy session call with me. Just be sure to book something as soon as you can, ideally by the end of this week, if at all possible. Why? Because after this week, our calendar may be filled up, and I want to ensure you're given top priority in the qualification process. Remember, this is a complimentary call, no charge, no obligation. However, I ask that you only book the call if you believe that you're a solid match for the one-to-one breakthrough beginning session, that you're definitely ready to invest the time and resources required to succeed. Obviously, I can't work with everyone, and I have the track record I do because I only choose the most driven and motivated individuals to become part of our family, and we consider it just that, family. So I ask you to honour that when you click the link below. Click the link below if you really feel called to transform the relationship with yourself and with others. And if you do, I can't wait to speak to you. From my heart to yours, wishing you love, light, peace, and happiness.